Hi Movie Club. So this week I was so excited about the movie that was picked that it actually made me finally get off my butt and actually film a review for Movie Club, because I mean honestly I love Top Gun. I think since I was like 10 years old it has consistently been in my top 5 movies like of all time. So those not in the know, it was filmed all the way back in 1986, and honestly I think it holds up pretty well. There's one or two scenes where you're like, holy crap, how old is this movie, because the computers that they are using in the classroom at one point is like dinosaur era stuff, not like cool dinosaur, like bad dinosaur. It stars Tom Cruise as Maverick, who's the star of the movie, and Val Kilmer as Iceman, and they are naval aviators, like the best of the best. So the whole film centers around how they go to Top Gun, which is kind of like an elite naval academy for naval aviators, to teach them sort of more advanced techniques in like air combat maneuvers, and you know, they call it dark fighting, which is pretty cool. And along the way Maverick meets a girl and falls in love, and then he loses his best friend, which I'm not going to put a spoiler alert on that. Like, it's probably one of the biggest things that everyone knows about the movie. Like, you know, Goose dies. It is horribly traumatic and I cry every time I watch it. And yeah, like what happens in all 80s movies, the bad guys get totally pwned right at the end when all looks bad and suddenly it all turns out great. So, likes and gripes. I'm actually going to start with the gripes on this one because I have very few overall. I mean, because I am such a huge fan of the movie. Probably the character development is, well, it's pretty light. Namely, there's not really any character development at all. And there was really some huge potential to actually delve into it. I mean, Maverick is kind of, you know, this renegade type bad boy, always doing things wrong, you know, buzzing the tower and doing flybys, you know, and they never really delved too much into it. I mean, yes, we know that, you know, his family name ain't the best in the Navy, and he has daddy issues, but they never really expand on it too much. You know, we get a little bit of a sort of history when he has his date with Charlie, and then a little bit more with Viper, who is like one of the lead instructors. But other than that, they don't really delve into it too much, which was kind of a missed opportunity. And also the scene where Maverick and Goose, and this pisses me off like every time I watch it, and I have seen the movie so many times, where Maverick and Goose are getting totally raked over the coals by Viper for going below the hard deck on the hop to take out Jester, and you know, the excuse is, oh, you know, Commander Heatherly lost sight of you and called no joy and then proceeded below the hard deck and you followed him. I'm like, no, he did not lose sight of them. He knew that he was totally going to get his ass handed to him because Maverick was way outflying him, so he decided to go below the hard deck and take the pussy way out. So, pisses me off every time I watch it. He should have just manned up and dealt with the fact that Maverick was like totally gonna pwn him. And then, yes, Tom Cruise, no, we don't need to be seeing your tongue in your like creepy little love scene. That was, yeah, too much. And that was especially traumatic for me. I was 10 years old when I first saw this movie, and my granddad was sitting there with me. But we're going to move on to likes, and what do I like about this film? Practically everything. I mean, it is hard not to love this movie for what it is. I mean, yeah, it's really light on character development, but you kind of don't care. It's an 80s movie. I think the thing you have to remember about the movie is when it came out in 1986, the Cold War was still right there at the forefront. And so this whole entire movie was basically like a big military propaganda movie going, we're so great, come join the Navy. And it did a great job of that, because my best friend, after seeing it, decided, you know what, I'm going to go join the Navy and be a naval aviator. Even though here in New Zealand, basically our Navy is like one dude in a little tugboat standing there with a gun going, pow pow. But I mean, the thing I love the most about Top Gun is that it is what it is. It is crazy characters, awesome one-lines, amazing flying. Like, the cinematography in it is really quite great, especially when you consider that it was filmed like way back in the 80s. This movie is nearly 30 years old and I still think it is awesome. You've got an amazing cast. You've got Tom Cruise, Val Kilmer, Anthony Edwards, Kelly McGillis, Meg Ryan, Tom Skerritt, Michael Ironside. So it was a pretty big cast at the time. The soundtrack was incredible, even though there was only like 3 or 4 songs that were just played over and over and over again. There is the amazing scene in the bar. And you know what? It would be completely criminal if I didn't mention the beach volleyball scene. Even now, it is still so hot. So yeah, that is my review on Top Gun. Yay, Top Gun! I mean, it is, yeah, even now, like, it is still one of my favorite movies. I love it. I know it's not big, you know, like, it's not a hugely emotional movie except for the scene when Goose dies and I cry every time. It's not hardcore. It's not a really in-depth make you think movie. It is just a movie to watch and cheer along with and go, holy crap, this is so cool, and then you forget about it afterwards until the next time you hear those opening credits start playing, because it is impossible not to love it when it does. So yeah, this was my review for Movie Club, and I can't wait to see what we do next week. Bye!